I've bought millions of leads for over a decade. I've wasted huge amounts of euros, pounds, and dollars because I couldn't tell good leads from bad leads. And I couldn't get the good leads to sales teams we were sending them to fast enough. Because of this, we built Datable. Today, I'm going to tell you how to instantly increase your revenue by introducing lead distribution software into your sales and marketing stack. I'm going to run through 5 key points that will eliminate bad leads, reduce your operational costs, and increase your conversion rates. Okay, let's get into it. So the first thing is receiving leads. So ideally you want leads API'd into you. And what most people get is the source that it's come from and all the details of the lead, the values that have been collected. But what you actually want is the ad that's being used to collect those leads. That could say ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, ad 4. You want to know the landing page. You want to know the sub-affiliate. You want to know the keyword. You want to know all the granular aspects of how that lead has been generated. And the reason is that when you then measure your results against those leads, you can dig into the exact opportunities that are being created by every single ad. And what you'll always find is that one ad is over-indexing in conversion rates, probably because it matches up more with the sales process that things are going through. And if you can then combine this with your relationship with where you're buying leads from, so whether that's your marketing team, or whether it's external lead generators, and then start to create more of those sort of adverts and cut the adverts that aren't performing, this is instantly how you'll increase your conversion rates from ad through to sale. The second thing is verification, qualification, deduplication, and suppression. It's 4 points, 4 things all in 1 point, point 2. So the costs of verifying a lead are virtually nothing compared to the cost of buying a bad lead and putting it into your sales function. So whenever we bought leads, what we'd always do is verify the name didn't contain any salacious words. We'd make sure it has the correct number of vowels and consonants. It'd go through a sort of do not call list of names. That could be famous names, made up names, things like that. Then we'd verify the email address was contactable, the telephone number was contactable, that the address was real, that the IP address that the lead has come from wasn't potentially fraudulent or a known bot or click farm. So all these things add up to just whether this person is contactable. And then it goes into a qualification process of, can you actually sell to them? Are they the right age? Are they of the correct demographic? Do they have the correct finances in place? Is their house worth enough? Is their salary enough that you can actually have them as your client? Whatever it is that means you can make a sale or not, you want to actually do that before it comes into your CRM. Then you want to dedupe it against your current prospect base. But it's not just as easy as like a binary dedupe or don't dedupe. What you really want to do is figure out how long since you last contacted the previous lead that came in. What was the outcome from the previous lead? What is the conversion rate like from the source that you got the previous lead from versus the new source that's just sent it in? Because all these things factor in whether you actually want to dedupe it or not. And so until you eliminate whether or not like you should actually contact them, what actually happens is you're turning away potential sales. So a classic example of that is, imagine you had a co-reg lead come in that was converting at 1%. And a co-reg lead came in 2 weeks ago with Mr. John Smith. But Mr. John Smith has just come in again from a really good source where you're getting 20% conversion rates. And what you're going to do is dedupe it. But the reality is you want to override that dedupe because there's a very strong likelihood that now Mr. John Smith is genuinely interested, whereas before he could have just been like a marketing qualified lead, or he might not have even realized what he was signing up to. So always take source into account. And the final thing on this point 2 is suppression. So that is, you want to suppress against all current customers and any sort of do not call list or anything else where you want to reject a lead. But a key tip is, when you reject a lead for being a current customer, don't feed back on an API that's actually for being a current customer. This is so it then doesn't potentially get sold to one of your competitors, or isn't used in the future to be sold to one of your competitors. So what I'd always send back is a do not call, or there's some other reason that you've had to reject the lead. The third thing that will really help you with your lead buying is capping the volume of leads that you get from each source. And there's a number of reasons for this. So number one is, when you're working with new sources, you don't want them to be able to just like flood you with loads of crap leads that you're going to have to buy. You want to be able to cap the volume. But the other is, I always recommend working with as many lead suppliers as possible. This has a number of benefits. It reduces your exposure to a single source. So sorry, just to clarify, this could be individual lead generators that you're working with, or it could be channels of advertising that you're working on. So it reduces your risk of one source impacting your sales. It increases the likelihood of you actually hitting a new source or a really rich theme that you can go into. And it also means that you're actually just spreading your marketing out to a much greater audience in different channels, hopefully increasing the chances of individual people at the top of the funnel seeing your message in different places. But what you then need to do, if you're spreading your budget to lots of different places, be able to cap the volume from all those different places, and especially if you're seeing conversion rates change from different sources. So if you can cap every source of lead to a specific amount, and then reject leads or hold them in a sort of quarantine or suspended animation state until you decide what you want to do with them, it's a great way to manage leads. The fourth thing is the APIing leads out. So everything I've mentioned all needs to happen in real time. So literally in milliseconds, 1 second max, and then you need to API leads out to your CRM or dialer. And you want to get this configured so that it just delivers the lead instantly to either a franchise, if you've got like multiple call centers or multiple sales team, or direct to your CRM. And the idea is that you're trying to remove all the bad leads before they go into the CRM. You basically don't want anything bad going into your CRM, into your dialer, by your email, into your email sending platform, or anything else. You want to keep that entirely clean. This will boost the morale of your sales team. It increases your conversion rates in comparison to the number of leads that are going into your CRM, and it actually reduces your cost. The fifth thing is feeding back results. So once those leads have been delivered into your CRM, you need to create a webhook, ideally, or it could be a CSV upload, or however you're going to do it, back into the lead distribution platform that then feeds back to the individual sources of where your leads are coming from. So again, whether that's external lead generators or channels, so that you can actually see which leads are converting to sales, and whoever's spending the budget, whether that's the marketing team or external lead generators, can see where their sales are actually coming from. Because if you don't do this, what you're actually buying is leads. It's just like, you're relying on luck to what converts. When you start feeding back results, that's how the marketing turns into going after the leads that lead to sales, and not just things that you'll buy in the hope that they convert. So if you implement these 5 things as a brand buying leads using lead distribution software, you will increase your conversion rates and you will reduce your costs. Thanks. Bye. I hope this video helps brands buying leads. Please give a thumbs up, or leave a comment, or ask a question if you'd like to know anything else. Always willing to help. I've felt your pain. I've spent the money. I've had the bad conversions. I've bought so many bad leads. If I can help one person reduce their costs and increase their conversion rates, I'd be more than willing to help. Thanks.